For months, Huawei's Tau scaling law was treated like an interesting idea, a bold theory, a research paper, something that looked impressive on stage, but would probably take years before anyone actually used it. Most people assumed it would stay exactly where so many revolutionary ideas end up, inside academic journals. But that's no longer the story, because according to multiple reports, Huawei is now preparing to bring that very technology into a real consumer device. Not a laboratory prototype, not a concept, an actual smartphone. And if those reports are accurate, Huawei's next flagship, the Mate 90 series, could debut a brand new Kirin 2026 processor built around the same logic folding architecture inspired by its Tau scaling law. At first, that might not sound like a big deal. After all, tech companies announce revolutionary chips almost every year. Apple does it, Qualcomm does it, MediaTek does it. Even NVIDIA constantly introduces new AI hardware. So, why is this announcement making semiconductor experts pay attention? Because Huawei isn't simply trying to build a faster processor. It may be trying to change how processors are designed in the first place. And that's a completely different game. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Huawei isn't making this move from a position of comfort. For years, the company has been under some of the toughest US technology restrictions ever placed on a consumer electronics company. It lost access to many advanced semiconductor technologies. It couldn't simply order the world's most advanced manufacturing equipment. And unlike companies such as Apple, Huawei doesn't manufacture its flagship chips through the same unrestricted supply chain. So here's the question that has everyone talking. Why would a company facing so many obstacles suddenly decide to abandon the traditional roadmap and introduce an entirely new design philosophy? Was this innovation or necessity? Because sometimes, the biggest breakthroughs don't happen when everything goes according to plan. They happen when there is no other choice. And that brings us to something almost nobody outside the semiconductor industry is discussing. While most headlines are focused on smaller manufacturing nodes, 2 nanometers, 3 nanometers, 1 point something nanometers, Huawei appears to be focusing on something different. Instead of asking, how do we make transistors smaller, the company seems to be asking, what if there's a smarter way to use the transistors we already have? That single question could have enormous consequences. If Huawei's new logic folding architecture performs the way the company believes it can, the future of AI chips may become less about chasing ever smaller manufacturing nodes, and more about rethinking chip architecture itself. Now, it's important to keep one thing in mind. Huawei has made ambitious technical claims, but many of them still need independent verification once the chip is officially released. So this isn't about declaring a winner before the race even begins. It's about understanding why so many people inside the semiconductor world are watching Huawei's next move so closely. Because if this processor delivers even a significant portion of what Huawei is promising, it won't just be another smartphone launch. It could become one of the most important moments in China's semiconductor journey. But before we can understand why this new Kirin chip matters, we first need to understand the impossible situation Huawei found itself in and why building chips the traditional way may no longer have been an option. Because once you see the challenges Huawei was facing, everything about this new processor starts to make a lot more sense. So, why would Huawei spend years developing an entirely chip architecture instead of simply doing what Apple, Qualcomm, and NVIDIA have already perfected? The answer starts with one word: sanctions. Back in 2019, the United States placed Huawei on its entity list, cutting the company off from many American technologies and making it far more difficult to access advanced semiconductor manufacturing and components. Then the restrictions became even tougher. One of Huawei's biggest problems wasn't designing chips, it was building them. Because in today's semiconductor industry, designing an advanced processor is only half the battle. Manufacturing it is a completely different challenge. And that's where one company quietly sits at the center of almost the entire tech industry, TSMC. If you own an iPhone, if you've bought an NVIDIA graphics card, or if you've used many of the world's fastest AI processors, there's a good chance they were manufactured by TSMC. The company has spent decades pushing semiconductor manufacturing to incredible levels of precision. That's one of the biggest reasons Apple can continue making smaller, more powerful chips year after year. Huawei, however, found itself in a very different position. because after the sanctions, it could no longer rely on the same unrestricted manufacturing ecosystem as many of its competitors. And there was another obstacle, perhaps the biggest one of all. The world's most advanced chip factories depend on machines that are so complex. Many engineers call them some of the most sophisticated machines ever built. These are extreme ultraviolet lithography, or EUV, systems. They're used to manufacture the smallest and most advanced semiconductor nodes. And today, only one company in the world produces them at scale, ASML. Without access to those machines, catching up using the traditional roadmap becomes dramatically harder. Imagine entering a Formula One race while everyone else is driving the newest car, and you're forced to compete using an older engine. Most companies would simply accept that they're going to fall behind. But Huawei appears to have asked a completely different question. What if we stop racing on the same track? Instead of relying only on making transistors smaller, what if we could redesign how they work together? Not by breaking the laws of physics, but by using them more efficiently. And that's where this story starts to become fascinating. Because throughout history, some of the biggest technological breakthroughs didn't happen because someone had the best equipment. They happened because someone had no choice but to think differently. Necessity has often been one of the greatest drivers of innovation. Now, to be clear, Huawei hasn't magically bypassed every manufacturing challenge, and experts are still waiting for independent testing of its newest processor once it officially launches. But what's attracting so much attention isn't just the reported performance, it's the strategy behind it. While much of the semiconductor industry continues competing to shrink manufacturing nodes, Huawei appears to be investing heavily in architectural innovation. And if that strategy works, it could allow the company to extract significantly more capability from the manufacturing technology it already has. That's a very different approach from simply chasing the next nanometer milestone. But here's where things take another unexpected turn. Huawei isn't calling this just another chip design. The company believes it has developed an entirely new way of organizing computing logic, something it calls logic folding. And understanding that idea may be the key to understanding why Huawei believes this processor could represent one of its biggest technological leaps in years. Because once you see how logic folding actually works, you'll understand why so many engineers are watching this launch so closely. So, what exactly is logic folding? And why is Huawei so confident that it could change the future of chip design? At first, the name sounds incredibly technical, but the idea behind it is surprisingly simple. Imagine you own a warehouse. Everything you need is inside. But it's scattered across hundreds of shelves. Every time a worker needs a tool, they have to walk farther, wait longer, and waste energy. Now imagine reorganizing that same warehouse. You don't buy a bigger building. You don't hire more workers. You simply place related tools much closer together. Suddenly, the workers move less. They finish tasks faster, and the entire warehouse becomes more efficient. That's the basic idea Huawei is exploring. Instead of focusing only on making transistors smaller, the company is looking at how different parts of a chip communicate with one another. Because here's something many people don't realize. Modern processors don't spend all of their time doing calculations. A surprising amount of time is spent moving data from one part of the chip to another. And every time that information travels, it costs time, it costs energy. And as chips become more powerful, that problem becomes even bigger. Huawei believes there's a smarter solution. Instead of simply shrinking everything again, reorganize the chip itself. Place related logic blocks in ways that reduce unnecessary movement, shorter paths, lower latency, better efficiency. This design philosophy is what Huawei calls logic folding, and according to the company, it's one of the core ideas behind its broader tau scaling law. Now here's the part that generated headlines around the world. Huawei says this new approach can achieve 3-nanometer equivalent transistor density. But it's important to understand exactly what that means. It does not necessarily mean Huawei is manufacturing the chip on the same leading-edge process used by companies like TSMC. Instead, Huawei's claim is about the effective density and organization of the chip's design. In other words, the company believes it can pack computing capability together more efficiently through architecture, not simply by using a smaller manufacturing node. That's a very different claim, and it's an important distinction, because those two things are often confused online. Now, Does that automatically mean Huawei has built a chip that's better than every competitor? No, not yet. The chip still needs independent testing once it's released. Real-world benchmarks will ultimately determine how it performs. But here's why engineers are paying attention. For decades, the semiconductor industry has followed a familiar pattern. Shrink the transistors, increase the density, improve performance, repeat. Huawei is asking a different question. What if architecture becomes just as important as manufacturing? That idea alone is enough to make the industry take notice. Because if logic folding delivers even part of what Huawei expects, it could influence how future AI chips are designed, not just in China, but around the world. And here's something even more interesting. Huawei isn't introducing this technology inside a massive AI server or an experimental research computer. It's reportedly bringing it to something millions of people carry every single day, a smartphone. Think about that for a second. If these reports are accurate, the first real-world test of Huawei's biggest semiconductor idea won't happen inside a laboratory. It could happen in someone's pocket. And that's exactly why the upcoming Mate 90 launch is attracting so much attention. Because this isn't just another phone. It's the first chance for the world to see whether Huawei's biggest chip bet actually works outside of research papers. But there's one comparison everyone is already making. If Huawei is taking this completely different path, what does that mean for Apple? And why are so many people suddenly comparing these two companies, even though they're solving the same problem in completely different ways? That's where the story gets even more fascinating. So, if Huawei believes the future of computing lies in rethinking chip architecture, what about Apple? After all, Apple is still considered one of the biggest innovators in the semiconductor industry. Its custom silicon chips have transformed laptops, made smartphones dramatically faster, and raised the bar for performance per watt across the entire industry. So why are so many people suddenly comparing Huawei's upcoming Kirin chip to Apple's next-generation processors? Because these two companies are now chasing the same destination, using completely different maps. Apple's strategy has been remarkably consistent. Work closely with TSMC, move to more advanced manufacturing nodes, pack more transistors into the same space, improve efficiency, improve performance, then repeat the cycle. It's a strategy that has produced some of the most efficient consumer chips ever built. Huawei, however, appears to be taking a very different approach. Instead of waiting for access to the latest manufacturing technology, the company is asking, what if better architecture can compensate for manufacturing limitations? That's a fascinating question. Because history has shown that the biggest technological advantages don't always come from having the newest hardware. Sometimes, they come from using existing hardware more intelligently. Think about Formula One racing. Two teams may have engines with similar power, but if one team designs a better aerodynamic body, optimizes weight distribution, and makes every corner more efficient, it can still outperform the competition. Chip design works in a surprisingly similar way. Manufacturing matters, but architecture matters too. And as AI models become larger, more complex, and increasingly dependent on moving enormous amounts of data, architecture could become even more important than many people realize. That's exactly why Huawei's logic folding strategy is attracting so much attention. Not because experts have already declared it superior, they haven't, but because it's trying something genuinely different. And in an industry where most companies are following similar roadmaps, a different approach always gets noticed. Now, does this mean Apple should be worried? Not necessarily. Apple still benefits from one of the world's strongest semiconductor ecosystems. It works with cutting-edge manufacturing. It has years of experience designing custom processors, and its chips continue to deliver exceptional real-world performance. Huawei still has something to prove. Its upcoming processor must perform outside the lab. It must survive independent testing. And it must demonstrate that its architectural ideas translate into meaningful advantages for everyday users. That's the real test. Because semiconductor history is full of exciting concepts that looked revolutionary, until real-world benchmarks told a different story. But here's what makes this moment different. For the first time in years, the global chip conversation isn't just about who has the smallest manufacturing node. It's becoming a conversation about who has the smartest design philosophy. And that shift alone is significant because if Huawei succeeds, Other chip makers may begin investing more heavily in architectural innovation alongside manufacturing advances. And if that happens, the ripple effects could extend far beyond smartphones. AI accelerators, robotics, autonomous vehicles, edge computing, even future data centers. Every one of those industries depends on building more capable and more efficient processors. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. What happens if Huawei's gamble actually pays off? Because if logic folding performs anywhere close to the company's expectations, this story won't end with the Mate 90. It could mark the beginning of an entirely new chapter in the global semiconductor race. And that's exactly where this story is heading next. So, what happens if Huawei is right? Not just about one chip, but about the entire direction of semiconductor technology. Because make no mistake, the Kirin 2026 processor isn't just another smartphone chip, it's a test, a real-world experiment, one that could tell us whether a completely different way of designing processors can compete in an industry that has spent decades following the same roadmap. If Huawei's logic folding architecture delivers meaningful real-world improvements, it could encourage other chip designers to rethink their own priorities. Instead of asking, how do we make smaller transistors? The question could become, how do we build smarter chips? And that's a much bigger conversation than smartphones. Think about where AI is heading. AI assistants, humanoid robots, autonomous vehicles, smart factories, medical diagnostics. Every year, AI models become larger, more capable, and far more demanding. The challenge isn't just generating more computing power anymore. It's doing it efficiently. Because faster chips don't mean much if they consume enormous amounts of energy. That's why companies across the world are searching for new ways to improve efficiency. Some are investing in advanced packaging. Some are developing chiplet architectures. Others are building specialized AI accelerators. And now, Huawei is betting on logic folding. Whether that bet succeeds or not, only time and independent testing will tell. But one thing is already clear. Huawei is no longer trying to play catch-up by following everyone else's roadmap. It's attempting to create its own. And that's exactly why this launch matters. Not because Huawei has already proven every claim, but because it's challenging one of the industry's biggest assumptions, that the only path forward is smaller and smaller manufacturing nodes. If Huawei's approach works, it could influence future semiconductor research far beyond China. If it doesn't, the industry will learn valuable lessons from the attempt. Either way, people will be paying attention. Because progress has never come from companies doing exactly the same thing. It comes from someone willing to take a different path. And perhaps that's the most interesting part of this entire story. Just a few years ago, many people believed Huawei's semiconductor ambitions had come to an end. Sanctions, supply chain restrictions, limited access to advanced manufacturing. The odds seemed overwhelmingly against the company. Yet today, instead of talking about whether Huawei can survive, the conversation has shifted. People are asking whether Huawei has discovered a completely different way to build the next generation of AI chips. That's an extraordinary change in the narrative. Now, does that mean Huawei has already beaten Apple? No. Has it surpassed NVIDIA? Not based on the evidence we have today. And has logic folding already been proven in real-world consumer devices? We'll have to wait until the Kirin 2026 processor is officially released and independently tested. But that's exactly what makes the coming months so exciting. For the first time, the biggest story isn't about who has the smallest number printed on a specification sheet. It's about whether one company has found a new way to think about computing itself. And if Huawei's upcoming Mate 90 really becomes the first smartphone powered by this new architecture, we may look back at this launch as the moment when one research paper stopped being just an idea and became a product that millions of people could actually hold in their hands. We'll be watching every announcement, every benchmark, and every independent test. Because if this technology lives up to even part of its promise, the global AI race may have just entered a completely new chapter. And as always, we'll be here to cover every breakthrough. This is Byte Dynasty. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Do you think Huawei's logic folding architecture is the future of AI chips? Or will traditional chip design continue to dominate? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.